Okay, welcome everybody. Today we have a very highly requested episode, one that we touched a little bit on a while back, where I took you through how to make a scroll or a spell of some kind, to which this week, after this past full moon eclipse, got a lot of reports in about people experiencing a lot of physical ailments, distraught people expressing that negative entities are bothering them. So it was brought to my attention and asked if I could show you guys how to do and make protection spells, which I am more than happy to do. So what I've done since the last time I did one of these on camera, I walked you through how to make it. This time through, I'm going to walk you through what a finished one looks like, a finished protection spell. I like to use various methods and kind of hybrid everything together, including incorporating Reiki, Runic, and Latin terminology. And often, not always, but often, I will splice a splash of Christianity, Catholicism into it as well. Ultimately, when it comes down to positive and negative energies, it really comes down to your intention and your set and setting. So for this one, I started it with, get the angles right here. So at the top, I have a Latin title, and underneath anything that I did in Latin, I have the English translation, and then you can find the Reiki symbols around the page, as well as runic formulas for various topics, various components, things like protection, but that's also things like healing, things like warding off negative energies, removing negative energies, as well as warding them off. So our protection ward in Latin is pronounced something that sounds very much like something out of Harry Potter. Praesidium Custodia. Our protection ward. Now, the most basic protection spell that I can give you, and you can use this in any situation, in any scenario, is the quote that only beings of light and love may reside here. In Latin, I was going over the Google Translator earlier, trying to get the pronunciation right. So let's listen to, if you say that quote, only beings of light and love may reside here in Latin, historically speaking, using a Latin derivative or pronunciation will enhance the energy put into it, as well as the intention behind it. Sola lucis et amores hic resetia. Only beings of light and love may reside here. And this is a nice, happy little go-to that you can recite if you feel scared, if you feel uncomfortable. I was over at a house the other day that had nobody in it, because the resident had gone to the hospital due to some misfortunes. Many people that I know have gone through something similar recently. And it's a very, very disturbing feeling that I had being in this home. And I kept repeating, only beings of light and love may reside here, as I infused the house with Reiki energy, doing a full tour through each room as well as the basement. And this particular evening, it was just a very, very disturbing energy that unfortunately, I believe, followed me. And when I was explaining what I was going through, or what I experienced to a friend of mine at the time, just by hearing the story, the person that I was talking to blacked out, passed out on the floor, and then had a seizure, which was not the only person that I have come in contact with within the last week or so that also experienced something similar. Again, which is why we are going to touch base on how to protect ourselves, setting an intention, making sure that when we are safeguarding ourselves, when we feel that we're in danger, to be able to bring ourselves to that higher frequency, to be able to stay focused and have peaceful, calming thoughts of light, love. And if you are trained in Reiki, being able to just give that Reiki energy channeling into a situation, to the room you're in, around yourself, creating like a little energy bubble, is very helpful. For anybody who gets into crystals, my research and a go-to of mine has always shown that black tourmaline crystals are really good if you set them around your house or in the corner of each room by windows. It's supposed to be very, very good at keeping negative energies away, or I guess in some situations you could use something like black tourmaline crystals to box or encase something into an object. If you're thinking of a traditional scenario of, say, trapping a genie in a lamp, or like the reputed demon that lives in the Raggedy Ann doll, Annabelle. And it is enchanted and blessed, I believe, every month, just so we all stay safe. And these are practices that you can use for yourself as well. So when I set up a whole scroll and I situate myself to do a ritual, I like to start with my scroll with, as again, I showed you, we have the title, I translate it into Latin. And then underneath, I put my intentions. So when I spoke with Ashley about the best intentions that we can have for a protection spell or a protection ward, we decided that the 4 main areas of life that we want to keep protected are our health, our happiness, our wealth, and our legacy, our children. So beneath that, and I can even read you the Latin versions of health, happiness, wealth, and legacy: sanitas, beatudo, dividia legutum. Beneath that, what I set up here is, you will see my next row is I started with the choker rays, 1 for attraction and 1 for putting our intentions out into the universe. I put Say Hey Key in the center here. And then on each side, I put runic formulas that I have a nice little app on my phone that I'll give you guys the name to before we head out today. And it gives a whole bunch of different forms and different ways that you can put runes together in this kind of manner. And you can make scrolls, protection spells, manifestation spells of literally anything that your mind can come up with in any combination that you want. This is just my go-to for how I enjoy doing it. Beneath there, I then like to call upon some helpers. It's common when you work with Reiki that you ask for otherworldly beings to help channel the energies through you and through them, and to make sure that they go where it is that they want to go. So in this specific incident, I have chosen to call upon the powers of Archangel Michael, Sandalphon, Raphael, and Metatron. Michael, for his strength, his speed, his flight, his telepathy, and protection against wickedness and evil traps. And then above the English translation, I have the Latin translation for strength, speed, flight, telepathy, touch on, and so forth. I chose Sandalphon. He is a favorite of mine due to the fact that he is the angel of music. He gives you the power of inspiration, creativity, as well as being able to learn new instruments. Now, I kind of interpret being able to learn a new instrument as any type of device that requires memory to use. Music is also very calming, very healing for both sound healing as well as meditative purposes. So I feel that Sandalphon is always a go-to for me to have in there. Raphael is known for healing our body, our mind, and our soul. Sana, or man's corpus, et anemia. And then when you get into studying angels and occultism and a bit of demonology, you come across the figure of Metatron, who is just kind of like the overseer of every other being out there. It's a bit hit and miss, the information that you will get on him. So I will let you look him up if you wish. And the main purpose to including him is that he acts as the medium that will make sure that this protection spell, these intentions, similar to Reiki, get channeled to where they need to be. In this case, Metatron passes our prayers to source, to God, to the universe. It makes sure that our message is heard. And if you want to get into things like Christianity, you can go with adding Jesus on here as well. I prefer the more traditional terminology for his name, which was Yeshua. Now, under the angels that we call upon to help channel this energy, I have some more runic formulas here. And this is for family protection, as well as relationship healing for those in our family. I also have the Daiko Mio and the Hansazi Shonen Master Reiki Symbols. Beneath that, I put a timeline for past, present, and future. And in this case, I put it in Latin: futurum, future, praeternatum, which is present, or sorry, that's past, future, praeteritum, past, and then hodie, which means today. There was no direct Latin translation for present that didn't turn into gift when I was looking it up. Beneath that, I put all our family members' names, and I put the specific areas that we would like to protect and heal. So, for example, I'll read Anastasia's. Philida, Philia, which means daughter. Solaris, Sanitas, Custodia, and Mentis. That is skills, health, custody, and mental well-being, mental and emotional well-being. And then for the other members of my family, I have different combination of we would like to protect and heal things like our emotional behavior. We would like to protect and heal things like our trust with each other. In particular, I have some runes here around healing skin for anybody who suffers things like psoriasis, eczema. I have one for eye health, a runic formula, and then at the bottom, I do runic formulas for immune system, pain management, cough, and again, another one for skin. And once we have our scroll, I do like to roll it and make it a little piece scroll. Makes it easier for doing a burning ritual. Grab some tape. Tape it. Even thank you. Well, I was just holding a second. I tape it so it doesn't come unrolled. Here is the combination of holy oils, consecrated salts, holy ashes, I like to get a paintbrush just a tip. And I like to give it Reiki symbols here in oil. The symbol of the cross. Let's see. I'm going to do choke ray. Holy oils are pretty cool to use. You can stick them on the windows or you can stick them on your car. And to be very honest, this stuff doesn't come off unless you actually try to wash it off. I will insignias scribbled around my house that have been on windows for a few years now. I'm going to do say hey key. It's easy to do. Just for fun. As we're at this point, I'm going to get up. Shonen. As well. Yeah. Again, it doesn't specifically matter what language you speak or even the symbols you use, you can make your own. Should you so choose? The important thing is that you are in the right headspace. Have a good positive mindset. Especially when we are in a position of feeling that we need to protect ourselves. For anybody else who follows along with Reiki, it's very, very imperative that we are able to let our bodies know that we are safe and that we are in a position that we can heal from whatever it is that we would like to take you upside down so that we have to trip. That little container is very sticky and needs update and cleaning, which is fine. The next part I enjoy doing is we use singing bowls, and we're going to again set our internal emotions, our intentions to peaceful, loving. You can imagine white light or golden light that you inhale and exhale as it travels through your body. You can infuse that into your scroll or the people, places, or things that you intend on protecting. As we sing with our singing bowls, our internal intentions are being spread outward and imbued into our protection scroll, which will be burned later tonight. Or you can leave it sitting on your altar and you can pray over it until a full or new moon ceremony. For protection spell, you're going to want manifestation. So you're going to want to do it on a... If you are doing a full moon, your intention is going to be releasing any negativity from the situation, releasing any negativity from person, places, or things that your intention is to protect. So now we have a nice little scroll. You can kind of see it's not the best lighting here. My Reiki symbols engraved in oil. And for anybody interested, the app that I like to use to get rune information is just called Runic Formulas. It's a pretty cool little black screen here. And it gives you yeah, a whole bunch of different options to click on. I like the formulas here at the top. And then you can pick your subcategories of protection of personal property, career, success, relationships and love, health and treatment, prevention, pets, family, children, and other features in the app. If you want, you can go through it. They have new features now where they give you runic divinations, which is kind of cool. I like doing that. And so, because I have a few minutes left, I'm trying to think which one is going to be the best use of my time. Hang on. This is not where I left it. So to get the feel of how this protection spell is going to go, I'm going to use my Druid Animal Oracle cards. I'm just going to focus on my intention of this protection spell, and I want to see if there's any messages that come up before we head out today. What do I need to ensure protection and healing of my family, loved ones, as well as myself, my body? This card seems to be red. Popular one that we usually get. Ren 126. Okay, do the first try. The card shows a wren holding a feather in its beak as it guards its nest filled with eggs. Traditional calls the wren's nest the druid's house. A bolt of lightning represents Turnus, the bull god of thunder and lightning, which, given the thunderstorm we just had, is kind of convenient. The oak tree and the wren and the origami sign in the stone is of Jor the oak. Now that's describing the card. You can see the lightning, the eggs, and the specific message that comes with this card in regards to our protection spell is this card allows us to glimpse the beauty of God or goddess in all things. He tells us that small is beautiful and that self-realization lies not in grandiosity or apparent power, but in humility, gentleness, and subtlety. Cunning if tempered with humor and good intent is a way of achieving great things with an economy of effort and rational and honest use of the achievements of others. So, as I interpret this, my protection spell needs to be tempered will be cunning if it is tempered with humor and good intentions. This protection spell, so to speak, is a way of achieving great things with an economy of effort and rational and honest use of achievements for others, which makes sense to me because my intention was the healing and protection of others. And just to give you guys a full readout of this card, if drawn in reverse and it came right side up, this could mean that you need to look at whether your humility and gentleness actually render you invisible to others. Are they your way of defending yourself from life and from others rather than facing life and its difficulties? Perhaps you also need to look at how you use your cunning, your native wit. It's easy for the habit of building on the work of others to become a dishonest exploitation of others' achievements. Just as it is easy for cunning to become malgin. I'm gonna have to look that up. Rather than engine. Remember that the story of the wren and the eagle can also be interpreted in a way that sees the wren as cheeky and dishonest upstart who natively believes he can fool others and win status for himself through his ruse, cleverness, and building on the work of others require wisdom and honest skill if they are to be of value. So I'm interpreting that as whatever entity is out there that we need protection from. And I am interpreting this card as meaning that this protection spell is of humble and good intent. And just for full disclosure, Malign. 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 Thank you. Malign. Evil in nature and malevolent. And then the other word. Gently and kind. So as long as your intentions are pure, your energies will be protected and guided where they need to be the most. Thank you all for joining me. And I will see you all next week.